10 points for this. In biology, which adjective is taken from the name of a single-celled organism and is given to a type of cellular movement mediated by the use of temporary protrusions of cytoplasm?
LSE Patel.
Flagellate.
No, you lose 5 points. Called pseudopodia.
Selwyn Leland.
Amoebic.
No, it's a amoeboid movement. Right, 10 points for this starter question. Noted for its Art Deco design, which complex of buildings in Midtown Manhattan shares its name with the founder of the Standard Oil?
Selwyn Leland.
Rockefeller Center.
Correct. Your bonuses are about admirals. Which admiral took over command at Trafalgar following Nelson's death and came to be buried close by him in St Paul's Cathedral?
The Duke of Devonshire.
I don't think so. No, it was Collingwood. The first Anglo-Dutch War of 1652-54 involved a series of skirmishes between Admiral Robert Blake and which Dutch admiral, around whom has developed the possibly apocryphal story of him attaching a broom to his mast to signify he had swept the seas clean of his enemies?
Jan Nederlander.
No, it's Martin Tromp. And finally, which 18th century Scottish-born American admiral lends his name to a ballroom dance of the 1920s in which dancers change partners after circling in concentric rings?
The Charleston.
No, you've never danced. There's John Paul Jones. 10 points for this. The Ulster Volunteer Force aimed to provide military support to loyalists opposed to the Third Home Rule Bill of 1914. It was created with the assistance of senior...
Selwyn Harvey.
The Ulster Volunteer Force.
I'm afraid you lose 5 points. With the assistance of senior officers in the British Army, by which barrister and politician, born in Dublin in 1854? I'll tell you it was Sir Edward Carson. 10 points for this. In which ocean are the Andaman Islands, the Comoro...
LSE Patel.
Indian.
The Indian Ocean is right. Your bonuses are on an African country, LSE. In March 1990, Dr. Sam Njomo was installed as which African country's first president after the implementation of a UN resolution for free elections resulted in SWAPO coming to power?
Angola.
No, it's Namibia. Which national park in Namibia has a name meaning Great White Place and is dominated by a huge pan of salt and clay, which was formerly a lake fed by the Cunene River? Let's have an answer.
Pass.
That's Etosha. And finally, a base for SWAPO forces before independence. Which former Portuguese colony borders Namibia to the north?
Angola.
That is Angola. Another starter question. 3 symphonies, the Messe Solennelle and the operas Romeo and Juliet, Mireille and Faust, are among the works of which French composer born...
LSE Coleridge.
Gounod.
Gounod is right. Your bonuses are on happiness, LSE. Noted for measuring his country's well-being not by its GDP, but by its GNH, or gross national happiness, King Jigme Singye Wangchuk was the former ruler of which country, completing its transition to a constitutional monarchy in 2008?
Bhutan.
Correct. In 2007, which Dorset town was found to be the happiest town in the UK, with 82% of its residents saying they were happy? Its beaches and cosmopolitan town centre were cited as reasons.
Lyme Regis.
No, it's Bournemouth. On True Happiness is an essay by which 18th century American statesman and scientist who said, the Constitution only guarantees the American people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself.
Nominate Patel. Benjamin Franklin.
Correct. We're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of popular music. 10 points if you can tell me the name of the singer.
LSE Patel.
Johnny Cash.
It is Johnny Cash, yes. Or it would have been Johnny Cash if you hadn't buzzed in so blasted quickly. Anyway, he was the winner of the Entertainer of the Year category of the Country Music Awards in 1969. Your bonus is 3 more songs by winners of the same award, 5 points for each if you can give me the name of the artist or group performing. First for 5 points, this group.
Marianne and Wanda were the best of friends all through their high school days. Both members of the 4-H club, both active in the FFA. After graduation, Marianne went...
The Dixie Chicks.
It is the Dixie Chicks. Secondly, this artist, please.
Last time I saw her, it was turning colder, but that was years ago. Last I heard, she had moved to Boulder, but where she's now.
Come on, before we all start crying.
Nominate. Oh dear. Nominate. I'm not crying. Nominate Shah.
Garth Brooks.
It was Garth Brooks, yes. And finally, who's this?
Here you come again. Just when I begun to get myself together, you waltz right in the door, just like you've done before, and wrap my heart.
Yeah. Dolly Parton.
It was Dolly Parton, yes. Another starter question. Born 1661, the French mathematician Guillaume de l'Hôpital brought the differential calculus rule named after him from which...
Selwyn Harvey.
D'Alembert.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. From which Swiss mathematician?
LSE Shah.
Euler.
No, it was Johann Bernoulli. 10 points for this starter question. More than 100 million times the volume of the Sun and one of the few stars to have been imaged as a visible disk. Which...
Selwyn Leland.
Beetlejuice.
Betelgeuse is right, yes. Your bonuses now are on human biology, Selwyn. What name is given to the instrument used to determine the volume of air that enters and leaves the lungs during breathing?
That's not a piece of medical equipment. It's something in the body. Yeah. Yeah, human biological.
Let's have an answer, please.
Not the epiglottis.
Spirometer.
Correct. The tidal volume is the volume of air inspired and expired without force by the lungs of subjects in which state of activity?
Respiration.
Respiration.
No, it's at rest, or no activity, or sleeping, or whatever. What two-word term denotes the maximum amount of air inspired and expired by the lungs?
Vital capacity.
Correct. Another starter question. That third-rate decade, the 1960s, he got on his bike and looked for work, and cricket test are expressions associated with which Conservative politician?
LSE Fairthorne.
Norman Tebbit.
Correct. Your bonuses now, LSE, are on brothers. The better-known brother of the author of the travel books Brazilian Adventure and News from Tartary was a writer of popular spy fiction. What surname did they share?
Fleming.
Yes, Peter and Ian. In 1902, which two brothers published The Varieties of Religious Experience and The Wings of the Dove? Come on, let's have it.
Nominate Patel.
Wesley Brothers.
No, it was William and Henry James. And finally, The Liffey Swim is a picture painted in 1923 by the brother of which Nobel Prize-winning poet?
Yeats.
It was W.B. Yeats's brother Jack. 10 points for this. Which state of New England is, according to some sources, named after one of the traditional provinces of France, centred around the city of Le Mans?
Selwyn Harvey.
Vermont.
No, anyone to buzz from LSE?
LSE Shah.
Maine.
Maine is right. Your bonuses are on traditional pigments. Which semi-precious stone was the source of the blue pigment ultramarine, which was used in the Middle Ages for illuminated manuscripts and panel paintings?
Lapis lazuli.
Correct. From a Greek term meaning a form of yellow, what word has been applied to traditional pigments usually derived from impure iron ores and ranging from yellow to red, brown and purple?
Ochre.
Correct. Chemically, the bright green pigment verdigris is a compound of which metallic element?
Copper.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. The threshold of income poverty as used by the UK government, the EU and most politicians is defined as what percentage of median income?
Selwyn Harvey.
60.
60 is right. Your bonuses now are on terms used in ecology.